It was a frightening experience for a black family in Brampton, west of Toronto. On Wednesday evening, a man they didn't know knocked on their door. When they answered, he began threatening them.
I don't appreciate the neighbors making comments about my daughters, okay?
I wish I got it all on video, but he probably called us the N-word probably about 20 plus times. And he also said porch monkey and a few other slurs. So we were just caught so off guard by it because we couldn't even believe it. You know what I mean? Like, it came so sudden, and it's just something that you don't expect.
Are you on our property?
Staring at my daughters?
CJ Mayers was home at the time with his mother and younger sister. The home security video captures the South Asian man claiming he is the father of their neighbor's daughter and accuses the residents of verbally harassing her. Mayers says they never even spoke to her once.
Pretty much he was saying that we made advancements towards his daughter, and we're not, like cool with our neighbor like that. We don't talk to her. She does her thing. We do our thing. We didn't even know she had a daughter up until the day of.
They closed the door and called police, but until cops arrived and took him into custody, the man lingered outside the home. An upset Mayers took this cell phone video of him as they engaged in a shouting match.
Who are you? You're calling me You know what it means?
I knew that I had to hold my ground, protect my family, tell him and try to educate him because he felt the need to use racial slurs that he probably has no idea what really mean. I want people to know that racism is prevalent everywhere. It's a discussion that needs to be talked about. I don't want people to brush it aside and think that, we're Canadians, we're nice, everything's okay, everything's sweet. It's not sweet.
The traumatic encounter adds to growing racial tensions here at home and south of the border. University of Toronto professor and author of America the Beautiful and Violent, Dexter Voisin, says the fact that all of this is happening against the backdrop of COVID-19 has caused a surge in anger and unrest in an already volatile climate.
Watching the video, I was disturbed on several fronts. It was a very disturbing video to watch. Racism is not just a black and white issue. All groups across Canada are confronted with racism, both internalized as well as externalized to other groups that look differently than them. This is what really happens when racial groups start fighting each other rather than focusing attention on the structures, the economic, social, and political structures that suppress them. Then these systems continue to remain unchecked.
I think a lot of people look at this, if they haven't encountered it, it's not their problem. And that's the first issue. We need to all be vocal about this because we can all somewhat relate to some forms of racism in our lives. And since it's not talked about here, people just kind of sweep it under the rug.
45-year-old Gagangich Randava has been charged with multiple offenses, including uttering threats and assault. It will be up to the court to decide whether the offenses were motivated by hate, and that will be considered in sentencing. In Brampton, Ontario, Natividad, City News.